Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a fun one for you because nobody plays these commanders that are absolutely broken. You should be playing them because, well, they deserve a lot more attention than they're getting. Let's jump into them. After, of course, I remind you that there's a handy-dandy card list link in the description below. Now let's jump into them. First up, Memnarch is an absolute beast from way back in the day. This 4/5 wizard for 7 mana. Hey, you pay 3 mana and you can make any kind of permanent and artifact. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Oh, and by the way, small detail here. Hey, by paying 4 mana in blue, gain control of target artifact permanently. You get to take that. So, of course, obviously, there are going to be artifacts on the board. Again, your opponents play mana rocks. Cool. Okay, those are mine. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for the soul ring. Very nice. Appreciate that. Oh, also Swift boots. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, but also, of course, I can turn things into artifacts. So then I can take those things as well. And yes, there are cheaper ways to do that too. Neurarch Transmitter, a great card for this deck. A 2/2 human wizard for 3 mana in blue. Pay a single blue mana. Target creature also becomes an artifact. Cool. All right. So now all of a sudden I am saving 2 extra mana on that and then taking that creature as if it was just mine already. Guild of Lotus cards like this are incredible for this deck as well. Of course, plenty of great mana rocks out there, but basically this commander, you can just keep ramping and ramping and ramping and ramping and then taking all your opponent's best things. This can tap for 3 mana to be 1 color. It's great. It's an amazing card. Yeah, you can actually just use this commander to essentially say, hey, you know what? All your best cards become my best cards. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be beating you with your own cards. Such an incredibly broken, pushed commander that, again, literally you could just chuck a bunch of mana rocks in the deck, some draw spells here and there, and you are going to be good to go with this commander. But of course, there's some nuance to it as well, where you can really utilize those cards like Neurarch Transmitter in some amazing ways. Fumulus the Infestation is insanely powerful. A 2/2 vampire insect with flying and death touch for 4 mana in black. Whenever a player sacrifices a non-token creature, you make a 1/1 black insect creature token with flying. Oh, and by the way, hey, your insects, slugs, and worms, when they attack your defending player, lose 1 if you gain 1 life. Yeah, you can definitely go, like, creature, tribal, with those, like, insect-y type creatures. Sure, but actually, you can just go, like, full on, hey, let's just take over the game. I mean, even a simple card like Cursed Marauder, okay, is a great way to force opponents to sacrifice things. ETBs, each player sacrifices a non-token creature. This is just 2 mana, okay, Edict Effect for everyone. Sure, you probably sacrifice this yourself. And then all of a sudden, you make 4 1/1s, which is absolutely amazing. And they have flying too. That being said, of course, you can just make this into something that is, well, unmanageable for your opponents, basically. Butcher Malakir in play? Yeah, hi. 5/4 flyer. Whenever another creature control is put in a grave from the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature. This is insanely good. Basically, again, any kind of a free sacrifice out that you have, Viscerasir, turns this into your opponents have no creatures and you have all the creatures. You sacrifice, say, one of your insects. Okay, cool. Awesome. Sacrifice 1. Each one sacrifice a creature. Okay, let's say they sacrifice, all the token creatures, or non-token, I should say. Okay, you just made 3 more. Okay, all right, sacrifice 1 more. 3 more. Sacrifice 1 more. 3 more. Your opponents are going to be losing their entire army. You're going to be gaining an entire army, and basically they have no chance to ever keep any creatures in play. This is an insanely powerful commander that can actually lock down the board and destroy your opponents. Such a powerful, broken commander. Speaking of powerful and broken, Mikaeus the Unhallowed, a 5/5 zombie cleric with Intimidate for 6 mana in black. Whenever a human deals damage to you, destroy it. I always forget about those two things, like Intimidate and humans dealing damage to you. I always forget about those because the thing that really matters is other non-human creatures you control get ++1 and have Undying, which is insane. Basically, all of a sudden, they come back, and if they die, they come back with a counter on them. If they didn't have a counter on them at first, or ++1 counter, I should say, specifically, because, well, I mean, again, any kind of a free sacrifice outlet Viscerasir style, or like, Putrid Goblin combination, all of a sudden just becomes infinite Putrid Goblin coming into play. A 2/2 zombie goblin for 2 mana persist. So when this dies, if it had no -1/-1 counters on it, it comes back into play with a -1 counter on it. Basically, you are getting -1 and +1 on it at the exact same time, and all of a sudden, those go away. So you can just keep doing that again and again and again because those counters cancel each other. Or how about a combo that just works with itself? Triskelion, a 1/1 construct for 6 mana, ETBs with 3 counters on it, remove a counter from it, 1 image creature or player. Basically, you are getting, again, that 4th counter on this when it dies. It comes back, and then you go, Okay, hit an opponent, and then, yeah, actually with my last counter on it, I hit myself. I hit Triskelion to take Triskelion out, so you don't even need an outlet so that it dies, comes back, and then comes back again. Infinite damage. Okay, rules layers up. There are 1 trillion damage. Whatever amount of damage it needs to be to take your opponents out. Mikaeus Unhallowed is an insanely powerful commander, insanely good. Take over the game with this one. Mairsil the Pretender is so unique and so much fun and so absolutely broken once you get things going. A 4/4 human wizard for 4 mana in Grixis enters the battlefield. You may exile an artifact or creature card from your hand or graveyard and put a cage counter on it. Mairsil is going to have all activated abilities of all cards you own and exile with cage counters on them. Activate each of those abilities only once each turn. This is such a cool and unique and amazing commander, and one that can take advantage of amazing things like, well, Aetherling, which has all the abilities in the world. Pay a single blue mana, basically blink it, bring it back at the end step. Pay a blue mana, make it unblockable. Pay, 1, you can +1, -1, -1, +1. Sure, cool, good for you. What really matters, again, is being able to blink this to be able to go, okay, it comes back, gets that ETB again, and I can exile something else to give it another effect, essentially. All while protecting it, too, and making it unblockable when I need to. Torchling is another great one. You can pay a red mana to untap it. So, yeah, there's obviously infinite combos that can work with that if you can give Mairsil ways to tap for mana. Oh, also, by the way, you can make it so that creatures block it, and then you can also make it so you can redirect spells. There's a lot of amazing things you can do with that. That being said, even crazier Asmodeus the Archfiend. Now, there is a giant downside to Asmodeus when it's actually a creature itself. You draw a card, you exile a top card of your library face down instead. You don't have that with this. Again, with Mairsil, you just exile this and you can get the activated abilities. So you pay black, black, black to draw 7 cards with no downside at all. Yeah, Mairsil can take advantage of all the amazing, broken effects that are on some janky, weird cards and just take them and say, hey, you know what? I'm the best of all worlds. I get to do all the things and take over and dominate the game. Moving on, Emiel the Blessed, a 4/4 unicorn for 4 mana in white. Pay 3 eggs on target creature you control that returns to the battlefield under its owner's control. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under control, you may pay Celestia. If you do, put 2 counters on. If it's a unicorn, put 2 counters on instead. Here's the thing. Again, when players see, like, okay, it's a unicorn, and it says the word unicorn on it, for one of its abilities, whatever, okay, cool, like, it's unicorn tribal. I don't really want to play that. You can ignore all that. You can literally ignore everything on the card except for, hey, pay 3 mana, blink something. A repeat blink on a commander is insanely powerful, especially one that does not have a tap on it, meaning that you can just keep doing this again and again and again. And of course, there's no color restriction on that either, meaning that, hey, if you can have creatures tap for mana, well, all of a sudden you can do some crazy things. Like, again, like a Priest of Titania. If you can have it tap for over 3 mana, which is very easy to do, a 1/1 elf druid that can tap for green for each elf on the battlefield, yeah, if you've got a decent amount of elves in the deck, you're going to very easily get there. Or if you just haven't been playing and someone else who has elves, you're like, oh, thank you for your elves, I appreciate that. Very easily, very quickly tap for 4+ mana. Lava Spur Boots, cards like this, essentially they're like, hey, okay, equip 1, +1, 0, haste and ward 1. So now all of a sudden, if you have Priest of Titania tapping for 5 mana in total or more, this is infinite mana for you. Again, you keep blinking it, you keep bringing it back, you give it haste, you do it again and again and again. Or just like a Village Bellringer. Okay, hey, ETBs, untap all creatures you control. As long as you've got 3+ mana from Mana Dorks, you can essentially do this as many times as you want. If you have 4+ mana, you've got infinite mana. Yeah, Emiel the Blessed has so many different ways to combo off, so many different ways to win, so many ways to do crazy things. The thing is, hey, you know what? Again, because it is a unicorn and because it says unicorn on it, and players assume unicorn tribal, they think it's not powerful, but my goodness, is this a powerhouse to behold. Skrelv Defector Mite is a 1/1 Phyrexian Mite that just costs a single white mana, but my goodness, this is a crazy powerful commander because, well, it has Toxic 1. It can't block. You're never going to block with it anyways. But also, hey, by the way, you can pay a Phyrexian White, tap, choose a color, and another target creature you control gains Toxic 1 is hexproof from that color until end of turn. It can't be blocked for creatures that color this turn. Yeah, here's the thing about this one. Toxic 1 on turn 1 is crazy good. Oh, and by the way, also be able to grant basically protection, pseudo protection essentially, from a specific color for another creature and granting them Toxic 1 is huge. Again, just think about another creature that could be an evasive low-to-the-ground creature. There's plenty of them out there that do have, well, double strike, essentially. Yeah, you've got like a double striking creature that you make evasive with this, that you get onto a player and you hit even harder, getting even more toxic on that player. It is such a good effect, such a good commander. And again, literally just getting that Toxic 1 started off right away on a player, getting that poison counter on them is already a death sentence for that player. They have their clock ticking right now on, oh, I've got one poison counter. All of a sudden, it's more and more and more because, well, you utilize proliferation. A 1/1 Spirit with Flying, Grateful Operation for 2 mana that is already evasive. Again, it's a good target to make toxic as well. Hey, deals combat to a player or planeswalker, Proliferate. Being able to give players and creatures extra counters on them, including poison counters. Or how about Metastatic Evangel, a 3/1 Phyrexian Human Cleric for 2 mana in white. Whenever another non-zone creature enters battlefield control, Proliferate. Again, you've got plenty of opportunities to get plenty of creatures in play, to get a lot of proliferation going, to get a lot more poison counters on opponents. And it's basically impossible for them to stop this from happening because, well, you start the clock on them so early, it's not going to be possible for them to even defend this. It is a turn 1 commander that comes down and says, oh, you've got no blockers, you got no way to stop this? Okay, here's what's going to happen. Poison. It's happening, it's here, it's now. And then all of a sudden, one of the things happen, okay, yeah, I can make other creatures hit you for that poison as well. Lagrella the Magpie is such a cool and underrated and broken commander that players do not realize is super broken. A 2/3 human soldier for 3 mana in Bant. When it enters the battlefield, exile any number of other target creatures controlled by different players until Lagrella leaves the battlefield. When an exile card enters the battlefield under your control this way, put 2 counters on it. Here's the thing about this one. This is basically a Fiend Hunter type card, but for all players, it is one that can go, okay, we're exiling a creature each. It is basically getting stored, and all of a sudden when I leave, it comes back. So here's the thing about Fiend Hunters. Well, the more Fiend Hunters you have, the better. Fiend Hunter, hey, a 1/3 ETB, exile the target creature, leaves the battlefield, returns to the battlefield under its owner's control. Oh, and if you have, say, a third one, like maybe having, oh, I don't know, any kind of a clone as well, mirror image that can clone that Fiend Hunter, all of a sudden you have a loop. Enters the battlefield as a copy of any creature you control. You have a loop with this kind of a commander, where all of a sudden, if you have 3 Fiend Hunters, basically, let's just describe this, okay? One of them's in play. The other one comes into play, exiles the other one, and then a third one comes into play, exiles that one. The one that was exiled comes back, and this loop occurs where you have them continuously exiling each other. There's an insane amount of ways to combo off and win from there, where it's like, oh yeah, if I've got this card in play, it mills all my opponents out. If I have this other card in play, all of a sudden I gain infinite life. I got all these other triggers happening essentially because I've got this entire loop of Fiend Huntering effects that essentially hurt us absolutely crazy. There's so many Fiend Hunters out there. Keep in mind with the Fiend Hunters that you need to keep track of the ones that literally allow you to exile your own things, though, because Wizards started getting smart about this recently, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, you can't exile your own thing. That being said, Lagrella is so much fun, so unique, so powerful, and so cool. Players don't realize it. Unesh, Criosphinx Sovereign, is crazy powerful and crazy broken, and players do not realize it. I didn't realize it until, well, I got just destroyed by Eddie. Eddie just demolished me with an Unesh deck. A 4/4 Sphinx with Flying for 6 mana in blue. Sphinx tells you cast, cost 2 to cast. Whenever Unesh or another Sphinx enters the battlefield under your control, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Opponent separates those cards in 2 piles. Put 1 pile in your hand, the other in your graveyard. Yeah, this is insanely good. Basically like a kind of mini Factor Fiction whenever your Sphinx come into play. Oh, and by the way, cost reduction, which is an insane thing. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy things you can do with this. I mean, Defile of Dreams is such a good card with this. Again, basically just 3 mana for this when your commander's in play. A 4/3 flyer that has, this will cost cast blue permanent spells. You can pay 2 life. Those spells cost bluest cast if you pay life this way. Only reduce the amount of blue mana you pay, and then whenever you cast a blue permanent spell, you draw a card. Yeah, here's the thing. Basically, now you're going to be drawing even more cards off of this. And all of a sudden, you can now reduce the cost of your pips, too. So all of a sudden, your Sphinxes are nearly free, if not free, which is crazy. And speaking of free, though, Omniscience, obviously, this kind of a card can just be game-ending as it is. But with this type of a commander, my goodness, this Dream Halls, cards like this that let you play things for free. All of a sudden, you're going Sphinx, chaining into Sphinx, chaining into Sphinx, chaining into Sphinx. Because of that Factor Fiction style, your opponents literally cannot make any good decisions with this one. All of a sudden, you are just drawing your entire library, basically, and winning the game. It's such a crazy powerful commander, crazy good commander, and it's just, again, an underrated tribe that, well, players will sleep on, and you can dominate with them. Nevinyrral Urborg Tyrant is so good. So much more than a disc. I mean, well, the disc is basically what this does, though. A 3/6 zombie wizard for 6 mana in Esper. Hexproof from artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. When it enters the battlefield, create tap 2/2 black zombie creature token for each creature that died this turn. Oh, and by the way, when Nev dies, you can pay 1. If you do, destroy artifacts, enchantments, and creatures. Yeah, basically a repeat board wipe on a commander when this dies. What's not to love about that is going to be impossible for your opponents to keep anything in play, artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. Of course, you can build around this where you have, like, indestructible things. You can make your things indestructible. You can take advantage of those things dying and making all those zombies when this comes into play because, well, you can utilize things like High Market, which won't get destroyed by Nev. Tap, sacrifice creature, you gain 1 life. Cool, okay, so I can sacrifice Nev whenever I want to, pay that 1 mana to essentially make it so that, well, the Nev's disc effect happens, and then all of a sudden everything's gone. Oh, but before I do that, I'll play a card like Feign Death. An instant for a single black mana until I'm turn target creature gains. When this creature dies from the battlefield, tap or control that counter on it. Basically, hey, when you die, you come back. So Nev, die, come back, die, come back, die, come back. Destroy the board again and again and again. Your opponents cannot keep anything in play, and you dominate them and you dominate the game. Finally, Hofri Ghostforge. Yet another commander like all these that are past the top 1,000 commanders in Commander, but they should not be. Hofri is so powerful. A 4/5 Dwarf Cleric for 5 mana in Boros. Spiritual control +1 of trample and haste. Whenever another non-token creature control dies, exile it. If you do, create a token's copy of that creature except a spirit or other types it has. When this token leaves the battlefield, turn the exile card to its owner's graveyard. Yeah, here's the thing about this one. You are going to be taking things here, there, and everywhere. Yeah, it's good for, like, your own creatures. Like, you know, if you have ETBs, LTBs, take advantage of those. But you can also just go, hey, opponents, I like what you've got going on over there. Any kind of a threaten effect, especially mass threaten effects like Mass Mutiny, are amazing with this commander. Sorcery for 5 mana in red. For each opponent, gain control up to 1 target creature that player controls until end of game. It's end of game. Well, it's going to be end of game now. Untap those creatures again, haste till of turn. It is end of turn, but basically, again, I did slip up with end of game because you are going to be taking those creatures, and then you sacrifice them with something like Fanatical Devotion. Sacrifice creature, regenerator creature. This is an amazing free sacrifice outlet. Highly recommend it. And all of a sudden, that creature died. And Hofri says, yeah, it goes away. But you get a token copy of it. So essentially, you are stealing your opponent's creatures and then making token copies of them that are better than their copies. And obviously, if they've got any ETBs, any effects, you get those as well. It is such a powerful commander that can allow you to control the board, turn your opponent's best creatures into your creatures that are even better now with that extra +1 trample and haste. It's such a good commander, such an amazing commander, such an underrated commander. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. And with that, this episode is coming to a close, so it's my turn to hear from you. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts are on this episode. And of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.